All right, good morning. Eric Arnold back in the sports barn. Here it's Tuesday, May 11th, around 7 a.m. And we're here to bring you MLB picks for this Tuesday card. Got a pretty full card here. Baseball. Let's get to it. I got a pretty full, I think 7 picks here. So let's get to it. Hey, normally at the top of the show, we'll welcome new subscribers. We haven't had one in a while. I'd like to welcome some people here, but we haven't had any new ones. I know it's baseball, and we're dealing with a limited audience because MLB is just not that popular. And it's going to struggle even more because it's going up against the Stanley Cup and the NBA playoffs here soon. So we are going to look at the NBA, though. I think, I'm definitely going to throw some NBA picks in there. That's mostly just going to be hunches and guesswork, but we'll see. What else are we doing here? Some news. What news? What's in the news? Let's do the old business here. Then we'll talk news. Then we'll talk picks. Last night, we just had the one pick. It was a loser. Just a one-star game. I couldn't make heads or tails out of the Monday slate. I missed that Reds game. That one we should have had. I can't remember the thinking there. We passed on that one, and the Reds cleaned house. Pittsburgh Louie, he had a big night. He had the Reds. He picked against us with the Orioles, and he was right. We're probably 50-50 there when Pittsburgh Louie goes against me. It's probably 50-50. I win some, he loses, or he wins some. He wins some, I lose, yeah. At any rate, he had a big night. That was yesterday. What else is going on? I noticed that in the news, I guess Israel, they're basically declaring the pandemic over. Good for them. They've vaccinated, I guess, 80% of the country, lifted the mask order last month. It's just basically over there. No new cases are being found. That's where we're heading. I mean, it's going to get there one way or the other here. It will get there where there will be no new cases. I don't know if it'll be sooner rather than later. I check the numbers pretty much every day, and the number, the 7-day moving average of deaths, it's been dropping. It's down to about 648. I should write that down, but we'll do that some other time. 648, that's probably the lowest it's been certainly the lowest it's been since the virus spread throughout the entire country. In the beginning, the numbers were a little funky because it hadn't worked its way into the corners of the United States just yet. So since it's been everywhere, that's the lowest it's been. And it gets lower every day. So that's good news. Some bad news, here in our local town, Reading, the biggest employer is the Reading Hospital. They announced that, they've announced numerous times now, it's been in the paper, they're bankrupt. The pandemic bankrupted them, basically. The reaction to the pandemic, the closure of the hospital for all business except coronavirus, that bankrupted them. So now what are they doing about it? Well, they're firing doctors. I don't know how that helps me, the person that might need a doctor. Just means it'll be harder to get one. But I guess it'll be tough if I'm one of them doctors. Fired, gone. And other support staff too, in other words, if I'm the secretary for that doctor or the assistant or the nurse, they're gone too, I'm assuming. So the damage from this reaction to the pandemic just starting to be felt, just starting. There's going to be bad things happening for years that you could trace back to how this country reacted to this damn pandemic. The bad stuff is just beginning to happen. So, and then that's why it's so important that you vote yes on questions 1 and 2 on the Pennsylvania primary ballot on May 18th. The questions 1 and 2, yes, that enables the state legislature to finally and forever end this goddamn thing that will be kept going, the lockdowns, the mask edicts, the ridiculousness by Tommy the commie, who has prolonged this way longer than it ever should have gone. Tom, I am a communist wolf, son of a bitch. I hate that son of a bitch with a burning passion, and he's earned it. But that's why it's so important we shut him down on the 18th of May. That's our chance. That's our opportunity finally to be given a voice. We've been given no voice by this bastard for over a year. And that is our chance on the 18th of May. Okay, baseball. Let's get to baseball. Well, what do we got here? 7 picks. Some of them are actually top. No, we had no top plays. I think largely because the top plays were kind of skewed a little bit towards untrustworthy teams. So we just kind of pulled it back a little bit. And, so let's see what we got. Got the Cubs here. The Cubs. We're going against Shane Bieber. Ooh. Normally I play Shane Bieber, but I just kind of think this might be a spot to try to take a shot to beat him. He hasn't pitched that great last few times out. I don't know if he's getting tired, the league's getting a beat on him, what. But he hasn't been great the last few times out. The Cubs, have been playing pretty well. They lost their last time out. That was basically just, I don't know, they just gave that game away. Had a few freak things happen, some real weak contact, balls just found holes. Hendricks really pitched okay, and just some really lucky hits by the Pirates. And next thing you know, they're down 5-6-0. And they fought back and almost won the game. So I'm still thinking the Cubs are still feeling okay. They're still playing okay. They're playing pretty well. In that nice stretch they had at home, they beat some aces. They beat Walker Buehler. They beat Bauer. 2 guys I would say they're pretty similar to the Shane Bieber. So I don't think these guys are going to get up there and suddenly go, wow, we've never seen anything like this. The Cubs have faced DeGrom a number of times, and the record's not terrible against him. So I think the Cubs might be able to handle Bieber. And we're certainly getting a nice price here at 168. So I think this is a good spot to try to, get a big number here. The Reds, like I said, we should have had them yesterday. Now we get a chance again, and they've got their weakest pitcher going, this Jeff Hoffman. But, is he that bad? Is he that? This is a game, this is the kind of game the Reds need to get. They need to get this game. This is, I would argue, the best version of the Reds. There's no Joey Votto in the middle of their lineup going 0 for 4 and clogging up the whole goddamn lineup, bringing whatever me energy that he brings to himself, sucking it out of the team. That dude's not there. He's off, gone, out with a thumb injury. So, now I looked at their lineup. They had Moustakas at first. That makes sense. They had Suarez at third. That's his natural position, I guess. They were playing him at shortstop, which made no goddamn sense. I mean, that's still probably one of the reasons this isn't a top play, is because David Bell is an idiot. Playing Suarez at shortstop is just stupid. That's just, what are you doing? Is defense not important to you? What are you doing? So Suarez, that's one of the reasons he's hitting 100. The guy's totally out of position. He's totally uncomfortable. Now he's back at third. Now he might actually find his bat. And then, you know, they just got some journeyman filling dude playing short. Well, that's fine. You know, all you need is that guy to catch the ball. Plus, he's at the bottom of the lineup with his 0 for 4, rather than Votto being in the 3-hole with his 0 for 4. So this is the best version of the Reds. And I'm thinking now, this is when the Reds will put a few games together, win. You know, this game here is a great chance to sweep the Pirates. Tomorrow they got Gray going against some jabroni for the Pirate Cahill. They should win tomorrow. They need to get this game. This is a 50-50 game. They got to get it. They got to get it. I think they will get it. Their offense is just so much better than the Pirates. The Pirates have just hardly any offense at all now with Colin Moran out. The good young rookie kid Hayes, he's out for pretty much half the season. This is their chance, the Reds, to really start getting on a run. I like the Reds here. We're going to cross our fingers and say that, you know, the problem is Votto. That's what we're saying here. And the Reds now, without Votto, they are going to seize the opportunity and get on a roll. Let's go Reds, 2 stars here. The Phillies. We're going to put 2 stars on this game, and, you know, this is another one that's kind of like, you know, face, meet fan. Because the Phillies are just not a good team. But when did the Nationals become a good team? I mean, it's been a long time since they won a World Series, and this is not the same team that won that World Series at all. This Nationals team is just, you know, it's probably a 75-win team, maybe 80. The Phillies should, you know, there's another 50-50 game, and we're getting plus 118. The Phillies were on a roll until JT Realmuto decided, hey, let's try to sneak a not very fast fastball past the Kung Fu Panda, who's, you know, waiting for it. And sure enough, that was the end of that game, and the one that followed it as well. So other than that, they were playing pretty well. They had won 5 in a row. So I'm thinking maybe the Phillies still, you know, they had a day off to kind of reflect on, all right, that's over with. Now let's get our shit back together. We were playing pretty well. Let's get it back together. Let's rediscover what we were doing last week to win. Like I said, 118 here in a 50-50 game. We're getting value. I like the Phillies. Royals, Tigers, you know, another, you know, untrustworthy team, if you will. But we want the Tigers. I know that sounds crazy, but, you know, the Tigers aren't that bad. They're on a pace, I think, to win 47 games. That's not going to happen. I just think the Tigers are not that bad. They're not that bad. They you know, stumbling around right now, but they're going to find some competence. And when are the Royals suddenly good? You know, they've lost, what, 8 in a row, 9 in a row? Suddenly they're good? No. I think we're getting some value here. Boyd for the Tigers. He is a half-decent pitcher. He's coming off a little bit of a knee injury, but he threw the last, I'm trying to think. No, this will be his first time out since the injury. But he's a veteran. We're hoping it was a knee injury, not an arm injury. So I'm kind of hoping this guy is going to be ready to rock. And getting plus 123 with a half-decent pitcher, and the Royals coming off an 8-9 game losing streak, I just think we might be getting a little bit of value here. So we're going to go ahead with the Tigers. Braves, Blue Jays, this game isn't even on the board, but I want the Braves. They played these guys earlier this year. This is a rematch. I think it'll benefit the Braves to see Robbie Ray a second time. I think they'll be a little more ready for him. He's a little bit of a unique pitcher with, you know, a lefty who throws lots of curveballs. I think they will benefit second time around with him. I don't know who the Braves are going to pitch. It should be Fried in the rotation, but apparently the Braves are, I don't know if Fried's hurt or if they just want to give everybody an extra day and they're going to throw a bullpen game. I don't know what they're doing. So we'll take the Braves regardless. You know, they'll start somebody, and I don't know, the number will be something, but we're only putting 1 star on that one. The Angels, we like the Angels. You know, here we got, you know, pretty much a whole day of teams I hate, and we're picking all of them. That makes me nervous. We got the Reds, we got the Phillies, we got the Tigers, we got the freaking Angels. And the only reason this game isn't a top play is because we have a hard and fast no Angels as a top play rule. Just, you know, that team has burned me so many times. But, you know, here we go again. I may do that tomorrow if we lose all these games. I'll just put a fan here and I'll just stick my face into it just to do it, just to show you what happens when you do stupid shit like this. But damn it, this is such a good spot for the Angels. I mean, they should have lost last night. They had a bullpen game. They got behind. Their stars didn't play well. Ohtani 0 for 5. Trout did nothing. And they won. They won. You know, their bullpen guys did enough to hold down the Astros. Meanwhile, guys not named Ohtani and Trout or Rendon, who's hurt, they came back and won the game. That has got to create some kind of huge wave of momentum, I'm thinking. Just has to. We're getting another nice price here, plus 136. I mean, what if Ohtani goes out there and strikes 10 guys out? You know, that could happen. You know, that could happen. So I think we're getting a nice price here with the, you know, a feeling, you know, the Angels coming off that weekend series with the Dodgers, took 2 out of 3 against the world champions. They've got to be feeling pretty good right now. So I think this is a nice spot for an underdog price on the feeling good, playing okay right now Angels. So we like that. Marlins, D-backs, we like this game. You know, this is, I think, a pretty good game in that this is a rematch of a game from last week where Bumgarner, Pablo Lopez, they went up against each other last week. Then they both had an intervening series. Now they're coming back and finishing up their season series. Yeah, it's second time over for both teams. In other words, the Marlins are going to get their second crack at Bumgarner. But I don't know, Bumgarner's a mystery. In other words, this guy's been in the league a long time. And I think most of the Marlin hitters have some kind of book on Bumgarner. You know, okay, he does this, he does that. Even the young kids, if they haven't faced him, there's a, I'm sure, extensive video library of Bumgarner. Whereas Pablo Lopez is a little more of a mystery. So I'm thinking that second time around for the D-backs against Pablo Lopez, that's going to benefit them a hell of a lot more than the Marlins seeing Bumgarner again. And Bumgarner, you know, well, actually both guys, Lopez and Bumgarner, have really been dialed in these last few starts. I'm just going to say that Bumgarner is going to maintain it. And the D-backs are going to square up Lopez the second time they see him. That's the thinking. We're not paying a hateful price. We're at home. We like the D-backs. That's the pick there. So you got all the untrustworthy teams as 2-star deals. The Reds, the Phillies, the Tigers, the Angels, and then fill in the rest with, you know, the Cubs, the Braves, and the D-backs. So we had a good weekend. Let's see if we can carry it over into this week, and as we try to claw our way back towards 500, much like, you know, some MLB teams. I can't think of one, for example, but at any rate, good. Thanks. Appreciate all the people that are here. Hit the like button. If you really want to go crazy, subscribe. Good. Very good. All right. From me to you, we'll talk again probably tomorrow. Eric Arnold, signing off. Let's have some good baseball here on Tuesday.